So what is it that makes Obrizum different and special? Well, one of the key differentiators of the Obrizum platform is the fact that instead of traditional linear programs of learning, Obrizum uses something called the knowledge space to deliver adaptive learning to the world. A knowledge space still achieves everything that a traditional course might want to achieve, but it's got some unique benefits to it that are not possible with the traditional course structure. So let's analyze the differences between the two and show you where the advantages of the Obrizum technology lie. A traditional course is arranged by a human instructor or designer, often into modules, and almost always in a linear structure that involves going through module 1, module 2, module 3, module 4, until the program is completed. And the individuals who are meant to take that program or course will go through it all in the same way, regardless of how much they know about that subject. So there's a fixed time cost to taking one of those programs. And that can get pretty expensive if you're a busy individual, especially if you've got a lot of training to cover, because you've only got so many hours in the day. And if you've got a fixed contribution of time that needs to be committed to these linear programs, you're making that investment and there's no way around it. Also remember the time it takes for the manager or instructor to actually build and organize and make all of these decisions around what should go in each module and checking that the content's got the concepts in it that they want to address in that program. Again, a huge time investment. So that's the conventional system, but that is 99.9% of the type of learning you'll find out there in the world today. Obrizum's flipped this idea around and taken a completely new, fresh look at this through the concept of the knowledge space. So instead of a human being having to make all of the decisions and putting it in this fixed linear structure, Obrizum analyzes the content itself to understand the concepts that actually live within the content and uses the knowledge and location of those concepts to organize and curate the program automatically. So this saves us a huge amount of time. It's very data-driven. And the type of machine learning AI that we use to create knowledge bases are more interpretable than, for example, than the deep learning approaches used in other forms of generative AI or such like. So we're able to create knowledge bases which are interpretable with metrics that allow us to understand whether the system has done a good job or not. And it will give us in 60 seconds modules on distinct concepts that are popping out of the content itself. This is a really useful new way to start building programs of learning, training, and assessment much, much faster than having to rely on the human being. So Obrizum, although it's an adaptive learning program, and you think about personalized learning being really useful to the end user learner, Obrizum is also super useful and informative to the instructors and managers that are building programs. And the knowledge base allows those individuals to draw a wider ring around a particular subject that they may want to teach their workforce about, and get the AI to then organize and map it, and they can have a look at the knowledge space, see the concept modules that resolve out of that space, and then say that looks great, or I might want to tweak something here, and they can do that iterative process much, much more rapidly than taking weeks and months to manually pour through content and then arrange it into linear sequences. So you can see already it's the content analytics and the concept of using automation in this way that brings huge advantages straight from the outset that are measurable. I think that was an exciting new part of something that we brought to the industry, which we were very proud of. You can think of a knowledge base also much like a map, because it's essentially creating a map of all of the concepts inside your content, where they are, how much is there, how they relate to one another. And once you've got a map, of course, you can navigate that map. And in Obrizum, we like to navigate that map also using AI. And this is where the learners or the students can benefit from the system interacting and measuring their understanding about key concepts, and then using that understanding to almost act like a sat-nav, satellite navigation system, through that map, helping to take them on a route that's most efficient for them based on what they can prove they understand. So instead of this model where everybody sees everything regardless of how much they know, in Obrizum, now we can tailor the route individuals take through that dynamic map based on their understanding, needs, confidence, self-awareness, latency, on all of the things that they are performing and doing as they're learning. So this, of course, generates lots of useful data. So Again, comparing to the traditional fixed linear structure, there's often not much data that comes out of those experiences. There are sometimes no assessments or measurements at all. Individuals are just asked to work through material. There's no interaction with assessments that measure their understanding. Now in Obrizum, that whole process is reversed, where we're regularly and continuously assessing the learners and measuring their interactions with the content, understanding their own unique take on all of the concepts that they're being presented with, and using that data, that rich data set, to help them as an individual to save their time, become much more proficient in the area based on their own unique requirements. So again, the benefit here is unique, detailed analytics on the concepts that are covered within the knowledge base.